Hi, I'm Terry Murphy.
And I am Rita Cook. And we're ECP-TV. And I just want to let everybody know we have some product placement here today. And we have a new friend here, Oscar, who's going to be with us at least this week. But I am the Insider Mag editor, so we review alcohol. And so we're going to go have some tequila after this, after this discussion that we're going to have. And the other thing I just want to tell everybody is do not stay asleep in the Matrix. And do you want me to explain that? Or is it
No, go ahead.
Basically, I think that we just need to remember that we need to accept the reality that we're living in, that Terry and I are going to be talking about. We don't have to accept it as pacifist. We have to accept it as, what are we going to do about it? And then we are going to figure out how to maybe make changes, maybe not, but whatever the case may be, we know there's some truths coming out about different things.
Yeah.
And what do you got over there, buddy?
All right, let's get started. Tucker Carlson, the insurrection, the footage.
And he's with Fox News.
Yeah.
If you don't know.
The McCarthy gave him the footage, 44,000 hours of footage, and of course we've only seen just a small amount of it, but it's very revealing, and it's truth. The video doesn't lie. The officials are the ones who are lying,
and they have been lying since the beginning. For some reason, and I don't know, let's not say lie because that could get us in trouble, but let's just say that the truth is coming out. And I often tell everybody I could give a rat's butt about Democrats or Republicans because they're all sleeping in the same bed together a lot of times. However, I do have to say I did not like McCarthy at the beginning of when he took over Speaker of the House, and we just watched him like rip a new one of that CNN reporter, because CNN, like we all know, CNN is just a bunch of bad actors.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were like mad now because Tucker Carlson got all this footage. Well, okay, somebody got it. Mainstream media should be happy that we're able to put it out, but it's not the narrative. Well, so what's the narrative that they're now revealing?
Well, they're saying that it was a big, crazy insurrection, but it really wasn't. It was really pretty calm.
Like you said, you'd been to Motley Crue concerts that were worse.
Way worse. In the mosh pit or the front row, a lot worse. It seemed like they kind of opened the doors, and somebody did break out a window, and we don't really know who that was. And people just kind of found their way in through the window. But when they got inside, they just were calm and walked around.
Okay, and we've seen that. I've seen footage before this was released of them opening the doors. And I don't remember, but I believe that Nancy Pelosi may be in deep doo-doo about this stuff because she was a part of all of it, correct? Like she sort of instigated
it, yeah.
And is that what the footage is showing?
Well, it's showing that it wasn't what they said it was.
Which is an insurrection.
Yeah.
Yet there's people in jail right now.
An insurrection is supposedly an overthrow of the government. And
I didn't see any government getting overthrown necessarily.
No.
I know that one person was killed, and I don't even think that what was she, like going through a door or something and they shot her or something like that?
I don't know anything about that.
I mean, there was a woman that was, and didn't somebody mention, I think it was, we were talking before the show, before Oscar joined us, and you were saying that the police from the White House, he died, one of the guys died, but it wasn't even from that, it was from a stroke.
Yeah, they said it was from getting hit with a fire extinguisher.
Okay, all right. Do they have that in the footage?
No, of course not. They show him walking around just being normal.
Okay, and so there's people in jail right now that they don't have any rights.
No.
And you mentioned there's a gentleman named Jacob
Chansley.
Chansley, and what's the deal with him right now?
Well, he was the face of it all. He was called the QAnon shaman. And he's in jail for 4 years right now. And he shouldn't be. They need to let him out.
Wow.
Because they have video footage of him just walking around. There was 9 police officers just right there with him. And opening doors. They could have stopped him at any time. He just walked around. And if the only thing I can think is if when the footage ended, he just went crazy, which they have no footage of that, which I doubt that happened.
Yeah, not if he was just... I mean, there's a lot of people that really care about what's going on in our country, and they're silenced. I was talking to a friend of mine who worked for Homeland Security yesterday, and we were talking about the fact that it's just really suspicious when 50,000 ballots suddenly show up after the elections polls close and they're off of the person that's losing.
Yeah.
And I had heard that it's against the law to talk about that. And so, people get really frightened about it. I mean, even I think about it. I don't want to get arrested. I don't want to die. I'm not suicidal, by the way. Are you?
Not today.
Okay, just remember, we're going to drink this afterwards, so we don't need to be suicidal. So, people get frightened, and they don't say things because they're afraid that they're going to go to jail. And that's the same reason everybody, not necessarily you, because I know you said you got the vaccine because you had someone elderly, but a lot of people just got the vaccine because they just followed the rules. Like, oh, well, I guess we do have to wear our mask inside the restaurant and then take it off when we eat and put it. I mean, it's like, if I were in charge of this mess that is called the pandemic mess, I would be laughing my butt off at people right now because of how easy it was to lead people down this path.
Gullible cattle.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. What else do you have to say about January 6th?
Well, let's see. Not much else, really.
Okay.
Oh, I want to talk about Mitch McConnell. He was hospitalized yesterday.
Okay. And he fell, you said?
Yeah, going to dinner.
Okay. Was he pushed or was he?
I don't know. We can only hope.
Because now you don't know. Okay. Well, he didn't really say that.
No.
He's sending out love and light.
I retract that.
All right. One thing that really has me in an uproar this week is the TikTok ban, because I was actually censored on TikTok and I just got my privileges back. But the reason I was censored is because I posted something on there of a news reporter. Behind him were massive body bags of dead people. And he was talking about there's all these people dying in Ukraine. Well, it turns out the footage was also used for COVID. Okay. And one of the dead people got up and tried to walk away.
Was it stock footage?
It was, I don't know what it was, but the dead person got up underneath from the bag, and then the director ran over there to tell him to get back under the bag. We didn't notice. Hey, your dead guy just got up. Get some better actors.
The Walking Dead.
I mean, it was crazy. So this whole idea that they're trying to preserve our, make sure the Chinese don't know what our data is BS, because quite frankly, and our producer Charlie said that it was more than this, but I think we discussed, there's at least 500,000 acres of land owned by the Chinese Communist Party in the United States. And you said they were near, some of them were near some of the military bases?
Yeah, near the silos.
So, they're really trying to preserve our anonymity, how do you say it? Anonymity. It's not working. I mean, it's crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen. I know that it passed in Congress and it was going to Senate. And you know what? I just want to tell everybody that thinks that they can censor us and everybody else, there's going to be another way. There'll be another way. We'll figure it out.
Sure.
We're going to figure out how to do something else. So that's my thing. Okay. What else? Because I've got other things to talk about here. Did you hear that Bill Gates has a warrant for
That's what I heard earlier.
So what do you have to say
about?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Which thing? It has to do with COVID.
Which one today?
It has to do with COVID. The Philippines, let's see, that's actually down the rabbit hole. Let's see, where is this at? The Philippines has issued an international arrest warrant for Bill Gates as part of the investigation into the COVID-19 rollout in that territory. But let's talk about really quick, because I know we just have 2 minutes, but the World Health Organization wants to take away everybody's rights every country's rights. And I read something that was hilarious, because it's okay, you gotta, let's see, let me get this exactly right. A software oligarch, Bill Gates, a veterinarian, who's the one that's the head of the World Health Organization, and the president of China. We're going to let them decide the whole entire world and what's going on with the next pandemic that we know we're going to have because they've already warned us?
Do we get to vote on this?
We don't get to vote on a lot.
Nothing.
Especially when crazy guy up in D.C. is signing executive orders, because he's probably trying to figure out if he can remember how to write his name. But I didn't say that. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
What else you got to say?
Well, we don't have too much time left. We could talk about the derailment and that stuff, but I think we ought to leave that for another.
We're going to come back for a different show for that. I'm Rita Cook.
Terry Murphy.
We're ECP-TV.